This is CSI, Crime Scene Investigation, 3 Dimensions of Murder on the PlayStation 2. This is a research stream of a game that I purchased apparently how many years ago? I probably bought this back in the 2010s. Actually, no, I want to say I got this at a retro game store about, might have been in the 2010s. Yeah, it was the early 2010s. From your fellow CSIs. Okay, fine. Yeah, so this is I want to say this is a hidden object game in a 3D environment. This is an Ubisoft joint as well. Where is that listed? No. Telltale. Ooh, Telltale did this one. Yeah, this is a Telltale game engine. Huh, what do you know? Somehow that explains a lot of things. So Ubisoft in a Telltale game, huh? How many Jerry Bruckheimer video games are there, I wonder? This game come with I want to say this game came with a manual. It did. Okay, so let's go back and check. To examine potential evidence, look at any objects on the table. I wasn't paying attention to anything she said, by the way. So you can move the camera around like a first-person engine. Yeah, press up on the left stick to move forward. So it's like a first-person view of a room. Analog stick to look at different. Yeah, of course. We'll get to that. Yeah. So what do we have here? Clear field, skip text. We don't have to worry about that. Replay a case. We'll get to that in a second. So the manual at least is here. So I can't really zoom in, but I am rotating. This game is so ugly. So I can't really zoom in, but I'm rotating. Kind of like in Middle Earth. Shadow of Mordor. I just did that. Okay, press X. Message will appear in the lower part of the screen. Okay. I normally don't play Scooby-Doo mystery games on this channel, but I did play an Agatha Christie game about a few months ago. It was about a year ago, actually. But it wasn't one of these. Upper side of the screen, okay. Press the square button. Alright. We'll do that in a second. Now, all you kids out there who are going to university to learn about software development, if you do get a job in the industry, you'll probably end up making a game that looks like this. Maybe not a PS2 game, but you probably will wind up making either a mobile game or a game that looks like this on Steam. Well, probably won't be a licensed game. This feels like a game that could have been released on the Wii. Adhesive lifting tape, or a PC game that does the same thing. But yeah, they wouldn't make a game like this in the modern era without it being like a mobile game, like one of those Match 3 mystery games. Which I do have, actually. I think it's called, what, Small Town? It's a Match 3 game. Adhesive mount. Collects and molds, so I guess it's very specific. Detection, collection. SanDisk Crossfire flash drive. Detects encrypted computer files. What do you mean detects? Doesn't detect imply that if you put it in a computer, it will find encrypted files? We'll bring up the tool menu. Okay. Yeah. Pick them up by moving the gloves over it. Okay, fine. We got that. So we put them on. We can collect this then. Documents or items. Okay. Yeah. An even better. Yeah. An even better hidden object game. So I'm rotating it. But again, with a resolution this low, how hidden should the evidence? How hidden should these hidden objects be? And there's this 480i, interlaced 480i from back in the day. Object collected from the morgue with the glove. Okay, so should I collect it? Examine evidence. Yes, if I had to zoom in closer, I would. Let's see, the evidence viewer. Fine. So complete all the evidence. Okay. So how do we collect it? Collect it. Okay. Spatter patterns. They might have gotten the music from the show. I don't know. I haven't seen CSI since the premiere, like back in 2004, I think it was. I think I recorded it on VHS. That's how old this show is. It's like Big Bang Theory. It premiered a long time ago. Like, it's hard to believe, but there was a time. There was a time when, yeah, there were several Law and Order shows, but not as many. There were no CSI shows. There were sitcoms with laugh tracks in them. Of course, they still aired on CBS, so that hasn't changed. A lot of American Idol. American Idol, I think, was still on TV back then. Survivor was still on TV. It was an era. Not as many flat screens yet. Still, most people are using fatback CRTs to watch these TV shows, play these PlayStation 2 video games. Down there. It's X again to slap the photo. So we're snapping a picture of this. Oh, the scratches. I thought there was something I can pick up. Yuck. No additional information available. All right. So we're going to pick this up. I thought I was wearing my gloves already. So I can't. Oh, wait. I saw it. So I can't believe this is a Telltale game. There we go. Use the tweezers. Guess she didn't have any narration for that part. See, highlight the tweezers. Yeah, there we go. Collect smaller pieces of evidence. Like this. Snippety, snippety. Actually, we're not snipping. It's a strand of hair. That's amazing. So I can't collect the can? Okay. Come on, load up. Come on, you can do it. No, wait. I don't know what just happened there. The game just bug out? Yeah, is the game still loading something? No? What just happened? Wait, what just happened? I have no idea what just happened. Okay, the game just bugged out for a second, I guess. I'm pretty sure I collected all the evidence from this table. This is like that one scene in Arkham Asylum where I bounced on the remaster. It's like I'm sitting around pressing the stupid. I guess that's where I guess that's where the Arkham games got it from. They got it from these Telltale detective games. I mean, he was a detective. I mean, Batman was always a detective, according to Ra's al Ghul. Which makes sense that Batman appeared in a Scooby-Doo video. I guess I press triangle to back out. Okay, so I can't really touch anything else that's here. Investigate closer. So I press X, I'm investigating the ground. Is there like a flashlight or something? No. I don't see anything obvious that I can touch here. Yes. I guess that's how you get around RAM limitations, I guess. Triangle. Yeah, press triangle. There we go. So now I can move around more freely. But I thought I was able to... Hold on. I don't want to investigate that. I did... I can't pick up the can. What? Wait. Is this not... Now it works. I don't... This is going to be one of those games, isn't it? Oh, jeez. To dust in evidence. This game was made in America, wasn't it? Come on, people. Oh, okay. Oh, this is a nominally educational channel. Uh, Get to learn how the criminal justice system works, I suppose. Actually, no, this is literally just about investigation that's used in a crime. It's used in a crime scene investigation. Of course, it's like, oh, all this evidence says the Scooby-Doo antagonist did it. So we're gonna be the meddling kids in this video game. Adhesive lifting tape. Collect. I wonder how many of these techniques are going to be deprecated by the time this video drops in 2024. When did this game come out? 2020 came out in 2007. This game's darn near 17 years old. Whew. This game's almost old enough to... Okay. This game is barely legal. Got the fingerprint from the can. So we're good, right? So highlight the lab icon and press X to continue. Close. Okay, I did the thing. There we go. Held L1 and pressed left on the D-pad for that. Go to the lab. Okay, so we went to the morgue. Macabre. This game is rated. This is an M-rated video game for a TV-14 TV show. Huh. Left analog stick to move around the room. Yeah. Yeah. Telltale game, huh? Hold L1. Okay. Ugh. This isn't just a hidden object game. It's gonna be a friggin'. So it's like it's an interactive menu, I suppose. An item from the evidence menu onto one of the panes. Were anti-Drew games ever this popular? Because I tend to believe that this game could have been a visual novel on the PC-88 back in the 80s. Which I'm sure there were a few police investigation dramas that weren't called Snatcher back then. You think you have a match? Press X to ask for confirmation from your partner. Select the piece of evidence for the search results. Which search results? Okay. Okay. So from the fingerprint. A match of what? I mean, do you think the scratches will match the watch? Yeah, I don't know what they're asking me to do here. And the picture keeps warbling. Oh well, that's how interlacing do. Gold watch. So we have that. Photo of a scratch and a hair strand. I don't see anything that's helpful here. Yeah, I don't see anything that's helpful there. Yeah. We do have fingerprints. Okay. X. So we have fingerprint from a can. Okay, so we do have tags on those things now. Interesting. Below the fingerprint located in the trace tab onto a viewing pane, press X to search. There's no yeah. Ugh, select a piece of evidence. Okay. How do I know if I have a match? You gotta be kidding me. How am I supposed to make sense of this? Oh, hold on. They aren't the same. That's not the same. That looks like the same. Yeah, that's the same. Okay, if you think you have a match, press X. Okay. Match. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Hard mode. Ugh, imagine that. No shoe prints. Search links. Process the hair on the comparison microscope. Okay. Wait, was that the microscope? Yeah, which one's the mic? That's a copier, right? So where's the comparison microscope? Three dimensions of murder. That comparison microscope? Yeah. Hair. Okay, so we just have tags on all these. Okay. Okay, there we go. I don't think we have any other hair. This is just for tagging stuff, I guess. Because I don't think there's any other hair. No, okay, so I think we're processing the wrong. Okay, so I was doing the wrong thing earlier. Okay, never mind. So we do have a strand of hair. Next, process. How do I process it? Okay, you have to press the X button. Okay, that is a match. No, no, we have a match. Okay, so I was choosing the wrong items. Okay, so I was choosing the wrong items. We'll go to Brass's office. Huh. I mean, this is the training, just so you know. We'll have to do a separate video later, but good lord, this is not going to hold up.
This is the office of Captain Jim Brass, who works with your team. His job is to do all the police procedures you would need, such as get clearance for search warrants or detain suspects to interview. To ask him a question, look towards the message box appears in the lower part of the screen. Press the X button and a dialog list with possible questions will be shown. Highlight the question and press the X button.
Okay, look at Brass, press the X button to show available questions. So it's not just a dialogue. Well, I guess we are doing a dialogue tree.
What's up? Notice your case file has been updated. This means information has been added to your file on a suspect or victim. To your case file, press and hold the L1 button. Then press the right directional button.
Looks like left to me.
Press and hold the L1 button. Then press the right directional button to review the new information.
Yeah, the image doesn't match the text, but yeah, there's the hold L1. You can see the compass right here on the D-pad. Press right. That's the folder.
The case file holds a summary of everything you've learned about victims and suspects. To switch between them, use the up directional button and the down directional button. To toggle between two suspects, use the left directional button and right directional button. To view your evidence trinity, go to Suspects, then press the circle button.
Evidence Trinity. Well, I scanned some crap. I don't know if that counts as evidence to detain somebody. Well, we got a fingerprint match. So I guess that's enough to call the cops. Is that what we're doing? I pressed the circle button. Well, there is no evidence trinity for this guy, I guess. There we go.
Evidence trinity is your guide to measuring progress. You must find evidence that links the suspect to the victim, victim to the crime scene, and the crime scene to the suspect. You have now completed your CSI apprentice training. Well done. Feel free to return to this training module at any time to refresh your skills. You may now return to your investigation. Click the options button on the bottom right.
It's that easy, huh? Yeah, it's just that easy. Ugh. All right. Let's see how this actually goes. Apparently, I've completed my training. I don't know. I don't feel particularly confident. Well, it's good enough to run these streets, though. Okay, so how we doing? So there might be some actual cutscenes. And this is CSI, not NCIS with the goth chick. It's not that one. Isn't she like in her 50s, by the way? Well, let's pretend it even matters at this point. All right. Didn't one of the writers for, yeah, I want to say the Ninja Turtle writers when the show was on CBS, I think some of their names were Jack and Carol Mendelson. I want to say they were story editors. I believe one of them, if not both of them, wound up on the show. And correct me if I'm wrong, I want to say Ann Donahue, or was it Ann Donahoe from Picket Fences, who was a story editor on that show, also ended up on CSI, I want to say. I can understand like a bunch of CBS creatives saying, yeah, we got connections here. Let's keep working on. Let's figure out what show we're gonna work on next. I mean, obviously there were guys like David Wise who wound up working for CBS when he worked on Ninja Turtles and eventually wound up helping out with Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. He was also involved with the Conan CBS show as well, obviously. Options. Beginner, normal. Tool assist sounds like a good idea, but it feels like it might be too easy. You can also customize. Beginner sounds good for this kind of game. Activate navigation hotspots. Yeah, we might need that. Then if you can just you can turn off all that stuff if you don't think you'll need it, I guess. Okay, so I have to turn it up. Subtitles, of course. Hey! Details. Thanks. Very helpful tips. Stats. Well, I haven't really done anything here yet. So this is a Telltale game, isn't it? Developer Ubisoft Bulgaria. Is that where a Telltale game? I thought Telltale was here. Oh, so straight out of Sofia, huh? Is it Sofia or Sophia? Is it Sophia or Sophia? Might be both. There's an actual manual here, which will explain why it's an Ubisoft game that hired the cheapest Europeans they could find, I suppose. So in this case, detect information. Yes, that's computer, yeah. That whole thing. Comparison microscope. Yeah, so that tutorial was just kind of explaining all of this. Gil Grissom, specialty entomology. Working the night shift in Vegas is a little like walking up inside a Fellini movie, but you get used to it. Warwick Brown, first rule, it all comes down to the shoe prints. That's what the black guy said. I don't think that's Terrence Williams. I don't think that's Terrence Williams in IRL. So we're fine. So we can start the case. We're doing with begin. I guess we can turn off all that crap later if we don't really need it. But my logic is, let's see what the heck we're doing before we start getting fancier. I think I did. I think I might have bought. I did not buy. I thought I might have bought this game from the library, but there's no stickers on it. So it might have just been like a buy two get one free deal from the retro store.
Here at CSI, time is something to pay close attention to, because the early hours of the morning.
48
As
hours.
our newest crime scene investigator, your credentials are strong, but the proof is in your performance.
Yeah, we've got a situation over. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Catherine Willows, let me introduce you to our newest CSI. Now, what have you got for us?
Art gallery owner by the strip with an unexpected exhibit on his showroom floor. A dead body. Possible homicide.
Thanks, Kath. Okay, I'm partnering you with Warwick Brown on this case. He'll help show you the ropes. But your own CSI skills are what we're counting on to crack this case. Catherine, I have lab work to get back to. Would you supervise this case?
You got it, Gil.
And you should head to that art gallery now. Oh, and remember, as G.K. Chesterton once said, the criminal is the creative artist, the detective only the critic.
What was his deal? He was always sort of a Renaissance. I think in the original show, he was always sort of a Renaissance man. You know, the kind of person who's written by professional screenwriters. I think the lady's name was. I think the female character we saw was played by Mark Helgenberger. I forget her name. And I have a flyover shot. This thing is held together with tape and paper mache. I don't know how. I mean, a lot of the animations are really rough, and they throw in these visual bits, and it's like the presentation is just completely off. Not that I'm surprised. Was expecting a whole bunch of polish. Is that Warren?
Hey, I'm CSI Warwick Brown.
Yo,
I'm
Warren.
glad to have some help on this one.
Neon
We got a dead
Warwick
victim
Brown.
on the floor and a live gallery owner waiting in the sidelines. Are you ready? Good. Pay close attention. We're in the art world, and if you don't know how to look at something, you won't understand what it means.
Okay. This might be a game that benefits from a wall of sound, but there's no audio production on this part. Like I said, this is an M-rated game for a TV 14 rated series, so that's amusing in a way. Can't remember the last time. Yeah, I can't think of the last time I saw a licensed game that did that.
Big space down. Spatter pattern on the wall close by indicates blunt force trauma. Take a photo of this. It's always good for future reference. You're going to need an angle that shows the fixed position in relation to the spatter.
Okay. So a picture? Well, they actually tell me what to do, which is nice. Okay, so we updated that. Who's the medical examiner, by the way? I don't think it's me.
Too pretty, too young, and way too dead. Pay close attention to the body. There could be evidence anywhere from head to toe.
That voice does sound familiar, by the way. Can I grab anything? Well, I guess I can take another picture. Yeah, grab the purse, of course. So I guess it's not a hidden object game necessarily. It's about collecting objects that can be scanned for hidden objects, I guess.
No wallet, cash, or ID. Could this be a glorified mugging?
On a related note, I don't think I put on my gloves. Yeah, I didn't put on my gloves. Probably should have done that. Can't rotate it. Okay. Yeah, I can't rotate it. But I'm grabbing it.
The blood flowed from the head and naturally moved around. That suggests she bled to death right here.
And this is probably why the game is M-rated. Because it throws in these sordid clinical details about the act. So you're wandering around with blood and, violent acts. It kind of makes sense. Swab of the blood. So you have to take that back to the lab. This is going to be a 1-hour video, y'all, just so you know.
Whoa. With a rock like that left behind, I thought we'd have a robbery. This was personal.
Let's see. I need tweezers. I have any glove. Yoink! Yes, image quality is not very good. It is not very good at all. All right. Oh, wait. Something turned yellow over here. There we go. I can barely see that.
Hey, maybe we just got lucky. That blood print says somebody's shoe picked up transfer.
And that's Warwick's specialty apparently is shoes. Put a smudge print on the floor. Bruno Molly's possibly.
I want you to note the blood spatter here. For a visual pattern like this, you'll want to use the digital camera. Then you can get the blood afterwards.
Yeah, might show the direction. Without getting too morbid, considering the subject matter. Without getting too morbid, apparently it might show, how the victim was struck, from what angle, and what might have been used, among other things.
Well, if a picture's worth 1,000 words, we got several thousand here telling us what went down. The Vic was hit at least twice. Pattern and her position relative to it tells us so.
Okay.
The first blow probably caused the puncture wound that centers the ground. The second blow, while she was down, created the blood spatter.
So yeah, They were a bit more stylish about this stuff on the show, as I recall. But when it first came on, they might have gotten more violent since then. But yeah, this they're doing very crummy looking CGI reenactments that are a lot bloodier than the TV show, which kind of makes sense. But yeah, it was rated TV 14 because it was technically kind of clinical. Investigate closer. Press X. Let's get a swabby swab. Okay. Put it on the leaves. Well, on the wall in this case. What are we looking for? We're probably looking for other things, right? Well, nothing I can see. You don't step on that blood pattern, of course. I don't think the game's letting you. Wait, I saw that. Something flashed yellow. There we go. Ah, hair. I'll take that. So something flashed yellow when I was when I was moving the camera around. There you go.
That's not human hair. It's too thick. Some kind of animal, maybe.
Huh. Is that right? All right. Anything else? Any other yellow spots I need to investigate? There we go.
A good idea to be thorough, but nothing's there.
If you say so. At least he's making it obvious.
A good idea to be thorough, but nothing's there.
Okay. What's your name?
This is the Nathan Ackerman Fine Arts Studio, and I am Nathan Ackerman. My art, displaying the creativity and, on occasion, the genius of my exhibitors, in a setting that is itself a work of art.
Do you mind if we ask you a few questions?
Please do. Consider me your host and ally. Don't hesitate to ask if I can help you resolve this affair quickly and clean.
I'll see what we can do. But Mr. Ackerman, there's nothing clean about murder.
Was that Terrence Williams? Well, I'll look it up. I'll look him up on Wikipedia. I don't remember who played his character.
I was out briefly on an errand. To my devastation, I discovered a client, Rachel Maddox, dead on my gallery floor. You must understand that this is a crushing blow. Rachel was an excellent client and a dear friend. I can't imagine who would do such a thing. Perhaps a vagrant or one of these psychopathic killers you read so much about?
A crushing blow. My Scooby sense is tingling with that line of dialogue, but honestly, the original show had a similarly morbid humor. Let's be honest. Like Klaus von Bülow here thinks what's her name needs a shot of insulin, I guess.
My fingerprints are all over this gallery, both literally and figuratively. As I said, I intend to cooperate fully. My life is an open book.
Yeah, they used to have those back in the day when I was doing bank compliance. So yeah, these. Yeah, it's probably generic, police fingerprint stuff. They got a print for every finger. That was Rachel at the gallery.
Rachel was about to be a bride. She had commissioned a painting and a sculpture, both of herself, for her wedding from one of my best artists. Unfortunately, he can also be one of my slowest artists, and Rachel and her fiancé were, well, let's say, fit to be tied that the art pieces, which were due some time ago, were not ready.
Why'd you leave Rachel at the gallery?
I had an emergency overnight artwork delivery to ship. I needed to leave by 5 p.m., but Rachel was adamant we had to wait for the artist to come. I really should have left the two of them alone in the gallery, but were respectable clients. Anyway, Rachel refused to leave. She said she was staying put just in case. I believe her words were, irresponsible ass of an artist does me the supreme favor of showing up. So that's how I came to leave the two of them here. I had intended to be back before we closed at 6. As it was 6:10 before I returned and found the door wide open and Rachel in this terrible posture. As for her fiancé, he was nowhere to be seen. This is the most ghastly thing that has ever happened at the Nathan Ackerman Fine Art Studio. What kind of mad beast are we dealing with here?
What's her fiance's name?
Her fiancé is one Mark Stock, a taciturn fellow with a physique worthy of a Greek sculpture and just about as talkative. Frankly, he has the personality of a doorstop and the artistic taste of a hillbilly. Forgive my candor. The man does have his admirers. He's an ex-baseball player of some kind from the minor leagues, I believe. As I said, he was here with Rachel when I left, but when I returned, she was alone, undead.
Anything else you can tell me about Mark?
Yes, they were having an argument about the art, which was unusual as Mr. Stock had never expressed an opinion from the beginning. Now he was making a stand. He said it was foolish to make such a fuss, and the wedding could easily go on without these silly pieces. But Rachel wasn't having any of that. In Mr. Stock's words, he can sound rather shrill for such a strapping specimen of masculinity. He said Rachel had become unreasonable and out of control over the artist not showing up. And, well, honestly, he had a point. She did have that side to her. Understand, I was very fond of Rachel, but frankly, some of the invective she hurled was directed not just at her fiancé, but, if you can imagine, at me.
If they were arguing, why did you leave them here?
Fortunately, a truce between the betrothed had come to pass before I had to leave. They were even, shall we say, affectionate. I felt comfortable enough leaving them alone. The storm had blown over, and they were like lovebirds again.
Any other thoughts about Mark Stock, excuse me.
To me, Mark Stock would be an enigma if he had a higher IQ. During their tiff, he seemed cold, emotionless. He's one of those passive-aggressive types who occasionally erupt, but in a strange, distant way, unleashing a torrent of abusive language, but delivering that invective in a controlled, cruel manner, seemingly devoid of any feeling.
Oddly specific, but okay. Do you have their current address?
They visit Vegas frequently, weekend getaways, on which they invariably stop by my gallery to do business. Rachel did so love art. What was the question? No, I have no address. They flew in for their wedding, and I have no idea at which hotel, though it will certainly be one of the pricier ones.
Yeah, I forgot the question too. Yeah, I forgot the question too. I had to look back at the office. Can you open it? Actually, what's the artist's name?
Patrick Milton. Many of the works in the showroom are in fact his. He's not a critical darling, considered by some too commercial. But the public loves him, and as long as they do, so do I.
No comment. What time was Patrick Milton expected to arrive?
That was the spark that lit the fuse of the argument between Rachel and Mark. The artist had vowed to be here with the finished painting and sculpture first thing this morning, but he didn't show up at all. Not the first time. Rachel flew into a rage when he did not appear.
What's your relationship with Mr. Milton?
Heavens, our association goes back years, almost a decade. Quite frankly, he's the star here. I've displayed and sold hundreds of his works. I could have sold more, but he misses so many deadlines. No matter how hard I've tried to breathe professionalism into his artist soul, I failed. Instead, he does sell.
It's the only professionalism that matters, right? Can we look at your shoes?
Be my guest.
Do you have Mr. Milton's address?
Ridiculous as it might seem, no. I have never once, in all the years of our very successful association, even seen his studio. As I say, he's quirky, private to the point of reclusiveness. Oh, but of course I have a phone number and a P.O. box. He wants his checks, after all.
That'll be enough to track him. Thanks, Mr. Ackerman.
No area code? That's messed up. And we'd like to look at the back office.
No, I'm sorry, no.
What happened in full cooperation? Your life an open book?
My life is an open book, that I pledge to you. But I can't allow this door to be opened. I may seem inconsistent, but there are many expensive, even priceless objects dark back there, and I cannot risk damage. Particularly when I see no relevance to your investigation, since it's been locked throughout this entire unfortunate affair. I'm sorry, unless you have a warrant, I just can't allow you to go flinging your fingerprint powder around and spritzing your various sprays.
Not allowed to say that's suspect behavior? Maybe. Glove compartment is locked, so it's a trunk in the back. If you want to step in, you need a warrant for that. Can I have a hint?
I might be able to help you, but just a heads up. It could count against you in your evaluation.
Okay, fine. I have no more questions. I don't want to cheat yet. Maybe later. It's like, yeah, you asked for a hint. Gotta crawl on your own, rookie. So it is a nice touch that they're like allowing you to do that.
Good idea to be thorough.
Well, thanks for confirming. So are we leaving? We have these tiny little 3D areas we can walk around in. So it's like obviously in a lot of old, hidden object, point and click adventure games, you couldn't move around. There were static objects. Yeah, they were static objects. You couldn't really do very much. You just kind of like roamed the. You basically like you would lick the wall. You would lick the screen and try to gather clues from the hidden objects and between the pixels. You know what I mean? Cancel. Okay, so we should leave, right? There they are. Anything over here? I can barely see. This game is so freaking dark. Oh, consider the source material.
Hey, do you need a hint?
No. So when do we leave? Leave? Yeah, can we leave? Leave? Like, is there another area back here I can get to? Again, I can barely see. Like this is. I heard you like screens with a lot of darkness in them, like your stark blacks. Spend an hour in this room in a video game. Oh well. Yeah, man. I don't know. So can we leave? Leave? Yeah. How do we leave? Leave? There we go. Press right on the D-pad. Press left on the D-pad. Hold L1. Press left on the D-pad. So let's go to the lab. All right. Assuming we don't have to go any other place. I mean, I would argue we have to make a few phone calls. Let's get some stuff. Hopefully we didn't contaminate anything. I don't know if this is a factor in this game. Some evidence items do not require processing. The game partner says there's more we can do with that item before we can process it. That means there's something else I have to find. Okay. This difficulties on yeah, evidence tags will appear on the evidence toolbar. When they're fully processed, a red dot will appear. Yeah. Okay. So be able to talk to characters in these locations. Okay. Early in the case, some areas may be inaccessible. Yeah, sure. You can turn different. So I'll probably need a warrant for that. All right. Comparison microscope. All right. Yeah, this image is really flaky. It's waving constantly. Oh well. Don't know what's going on with that. Nathan Ackerman's shoe. Patrick Milton's phone number. We'll need that later. Hair. Press the X button to search. And let's see what we got. Somehow there's always going to be a strand of hair in our computer that matches, isn't it? Is it always the fourth one? Ding!
Squirrel hair. Commonly used to make handkerchiefs. Maybe we should find our reclusive artist.
Yeah, how do they have squirrel hair in the computer database? Maybe I'm asking the wrong question. Fingerprints. Okay, yeah, we got Nathan Ackerman's fingerprints. Nope. Nope, won't need that. Shoe prints, which we do have.
There's more to be done with that item.
Fine, we can tag it. Let's tag it.
There's more to be done with that item.
Okay. I want to say we're probably not going to be able to do a shoe print, but let's see what we got. Huh. Search. Can't imagine how that got in the computer either. Is that a match?
Those two aren't quite a match. Try to be more sure before you ask me for confirmation. It's all about the details.
So no match. No search links. Audio, video. Nah. So we have blood. DNA analysis. Search. All right, let's see what we got. Looks like a match to me. These all look like match. No, wait. Check the left side. The left side of the picture on the right is the left side that's slightly different. That's close. So I'm checking out the column on the far left side of that image. Needs to match. Okay, so these are close. Oh god. This is a hidden object game. Okay, we got two. The blue column in the center has two squares on the bottom. The bottom of the blue column in the center has two. So it's not a perfect match. That's not a match. This might be a match. Yeah, this might. No, wait. Not a match. Okay, so that's not a match.
Those two aren't quite a match.
Sorry. Clear. That's what I meant to do. So that's not a match. It's on the victim's blood. Because that might be too easy. Can't search. All right. Now again, where do they get all these samples in the system? No idea.
Hey, do you need a hint?
Not yet, no. I have to call somebody though. What do we got over here? So we scanned that. That was no good. We're not assembling anything. Purse.
We've done all we can with that item.
Okay, fine. So we marked it.
There's more to be done with that item before we can process it.
Fine. We'll just do everything, I guess.
We've done all we can with that item.
Okay. So we're not using that for anything. I don't think we need to assemble anything here, do we?
We'll need to check with Brass about this first.
Okay, fine.
We've done all we can with that.
Okay. So that's helpful. We'll just look at everything and see if it serves any purpose. So we're just looking at everything to see if it serves any purpose. So we can talk to what's his name about the phone number. We might need a. I don't know if we need a warrant to. We probably like just need to like get clearance from Brass to actually talk to people. Trace analysis. Okay, so we'll head outside. That chemical analysis. We don't have any chemicals though. Yeah, we don't have any chemicals.
There's more to be done with that.
Okay, fine.
Process it.
All right, fine. So we might have to make a phone call. It's gonna be a 2-hour video. Good lord. I'm not gonna spend 2 hours playing this game. This is beginner mode, by the way. L1. Press left on the D-pad to go to the compass. So we can go to Brass's office. Let's go to the morgue. I don't think we need anything else, but I'm curious what else we might need to see. I doubt we'll need anything else because we already got fingerprints, didn't we? Yeah, we already got fingerprints, I thought. Actually, we didn't get fingerprints. Recover the body.
Sure, I'll send a team right out.
Didn't this guy have like a morbid sense of humor in the show? The entire show was about a morbid sense of humor. Can't grab anything. Oh well. What was the cause of death?
Unforced trauma, back of the head. Wound's interesting. Irregular shape, somewhat triangular. It's the murder weapon's signature. Here's something you might find interesting. A small piece of foreign fibrous material. Definitely not skull.
Okay, that's very specific. Yeah, the show was like that. They had a lot of zoom ins on, you know, skeletons and, well, like, X-rays and stuff like that. CGI imagery. Kind of like Three Kings, if you remember that. Some Three Kings-ish imagery. You see a bullet hole going into, like, a fake cadaver as part of the reenactment. I want to say Danny Cannon was the one of the directors on the show. Danny Cannon, who directed the original Judge Dredd. I don't remember if Ridley Scott or Tony Scott were involved with this series at all. They did help out with a couple of other shows, but I don't know if this was one of them. But Danny Cannon, I remember. I remember seeing. I think Dominique Senna, the director of Swordfish, and I believe Gone in 50 Seconds, Gone in 60 Seconds. The music finally kicked in. But I want to say Dominique Senna helped out with Robbery Homicide Division, he might have helped out with a couple of other CBS shows. But these are like Hollywood directors who got a chance to like stay employed, working on TV shows instead. Glossy, relatively high budget TV shows, of course.
Of course. Glad to have your perspective.
Now, what was the time of death?
based on the victim's liver temperature, dead less than 2 hours. Under ideal conditions, the body cools 2 degrees the first hour, then 1 degree after that. So we can put it around 5:30 p.m.
Get 8 fingerprints? I wasn't able to grab 8 fingerprints.
Way ahead of you. Taking fingerprints off the victim's body is part of my routine. Here you are.
What about the tox report?
Toxicology tests show high concentrations of diazepam, a benzodiazepine commonly prescribed for anxiety disorders.
It's also in Metal Gear Solid. Snipers use it.
Well, it's not entirely unusual, but your prospective bride already had a honeymoon. Semen in the vaginal canal. No forced entry, presumably consensual sex. I've got a sample for you.
Presumably. That's a line I never thought I'd hear in this channel before. It's a line of questioning I never thought I'd ever have to do on a video game that I played on this channel.
I've got nothing new to report on the victim.
So I guess we should leave. We're not going to spend 2 hours playing this whole case. This will be a stay tuned situation. L1, left on the D-pad. So let's go back to the lab, see if we can run these prints. I don't play many mystery games, so I'm kind of curious how I feel about this one after 2 or 3 hours, but I'd rather play Star Ocean, and that ain't saying much. We're up at the prints over here. Yeah, there.
That should go on the trace analysis.
Haha, sorry. Do I get dinged for that? We good? Not on the computer. Can't scan them. That was a waste of time. Seaman? No. Again, was expecting any of this on a video on this channel. If I get this video demonetized. Not that this channel is monetized in any way, of course. Search. Searching for semen. Yo ho ho. Close. Not perfect, but close. No. No. So some of the blue bars are lighter than others, but you gotta lick the screen to see what's going on here. Closer, actually. Yeah, that looks pretty close. Sorry to make you sit through this. You can kind of see my logic here. Wait. 3, yeah, looks like it. Yeah.
So, Rachel and her fiance did kiss and make up tonight. Evidence of sperm shows marks scored on.
Okay, dude, slow down.
Look at this. What the hell? Record of the history of violence. So let's get brass on this bad boy.
All right, dude, slow down. Jeez. Get a room. This isn't that kind of channel. This video is gonna get this show demonetized if it were monetized. Holy crap. I have to cut some of that. Well, pardon the analogy. Let's see, what do we got? A home run. Is another swing, Barry Bonds.
We'll need to check with Brass on this.
Fine.
We've done all we can with that item.
I guess we can tag it. Tag it and bag it.
We'll need to check with Brass
Of course.
on this first.
So we'll end the video by going to brass, I guess. This is easy mode, but it feels like we're making progress. Dooby dooby doo. Where are you? Where would the fibrous? Where would the fibrous crap be?
There's more to be done with that.
Fine.
Process it.
Shoes and treads. Dooby dooby doo. Where are you? Need some help from you now.
We've done all we can with
Okay.
that item.
So much for the fibrous object. Come on, Scooby Doo. I can't see the way you shake and shiver. All right, back to the brass. What does the manual have to say about all this? Magnetic powder. Nice. UV light. Okay. Can you track down Mark's stock?
We've tracked every hotel and resort in Vegas. We got them registered at the Romanov, which is also where their wedding and reception was scheduled. Mark Stark's here to identify his fiancee's body. He says he's eager to help. Let's give him a chance.
I guess the music's okay. They might have gotten it from the show. It feels generic enough to actually work on a show like CSI. So it does feel like the kind of bed that would be on a soundtrack for a show like that. It's no Kevin Penkin, but it'll do. I think 24 have the same vibe. They would take music from the show and just kind of play it back during the game.
We know this is difficult, Mr. Stark. You have our condolences.
You don't have to pretend to feel anything. You didn't know Rachel. Who did this to her?
Well, that's what we're trying to find out, sir. Best we can tell, you were the last person to see her alive.
That's not true.
Then who was, Mr. Stark?
Her killer, of course. Look, I was only with Rachel another maybe 15 minutes after Ackerman went off to mail a package or something. I had a previous engagement.
And what was that?
My bachelor party at Orgasmo.
You mean the strip joint?
Yeah. You think a bachelor party's going down in a library or maybe a church basement?
That's on the church. What are we doing here? Boy. So let's go down this completely apolitical line of questioning. What's your relationship to Mr. Ackerman?
A guy I used to play ball with recommended it to me. Some favor. As far as I'm concerned, Ackerman's a pretentious sleazeball. His word's as good as the paper it isn't written on, if you get me. This crap with him and this clown Milton. I don't remember when I was ever so frustrated.
Did you argue with your wife at the gallery?
Listen, I loved Rachel. I worshipped that woman. But she had a temper like a rabid monkey. And when Ackerman and Milton started jerking us around over that work, man, Rachel went off like a bomb. When that girl got mad, she'd get in your face and your eyeballs and teeth would melt.
Dig it. Why were the art pieces so important to her? Wait, one button.
She wanted her natural beauty preserved forever, displayed at the reception so her family and friends and the whole damn world could see her towering majesty.
Why did you leave her alone?
She insisted that damn artist would show up, and the owner was off on his errand. He left the keys with us in case he wasn't back by 6 so we could lock up for him.
He gave you the keys to the gallery.
Yeah, Rachel and me were supposed to lock up at 6. Ackerman headed out with his package. We had our little fling in back, and then, well, I had a bachelor party to go to.
When did you leave and where did you go?
I was supposed to meet the guys downtown at 6 before we headed for Orgasma and the Bash, so it, hell, must have been, what, 5:15? And I had to put pedal to the metal to make it on time, even so.
And what do you mean by fling?
Oh, you know, just had our fun with some cheap champagne.
And what about the prior assault charges?
I was a cocky kid, a college star who wound up in the minor leagues. I was too damn dumb to know I should just pay my dues like everybody else. And I made a lot of enemies, throwing my weight and my temper around. And I paid the price for it. That incident got me blacklisted from the league and ended any hope of a major league career. And it was my own damn fault, okay? And since then, hey, man, you're looking at a pacifist.
But maybe you had a relapse. Snapped under all this wedding pressure.
After that bust, I started seeing a quarter-pointed shrink, and I am Mr. Chill now. Nothing gets to me, not even Rachel's temper. I look back on how I used to be, and man, I was not cool. I was a world-class ass. That's not me anymore. I loved Rach, and her family was going to set me up in a sporting goods shop that would have given me a whole new lease on life. You think I would have flushed that down the John like I did my baseball career over an argument about some damn artwork? No way, man. No way. I didn't kill her. I loved her. But there is one situation where I might lose it again. Might have, what'd you say, a relapse.
How's that?
When you catch this bastard, if I get my hands on him, no guarantees, man. No guarantees.
Maybe search your hotel room.
Of course. We're on the same team, guys. Find who did this. Find him.
Let's see. Guess we have to go this. Okay, so how much longer are we gonna have to do this? Let's do a couple more interactions with the brass. Then we'll go to the hotel room. I'm curious if he wants us to reveal anything else. This is gonna be as long as a movie. This is gonna be like a 3-hour case. Which again, in real life, it might be weeks, but come on. It's a 1-hour TV show. We got places to be. Any more information about 8th Ackerman?
Our friendly neighborhood art dealer opened the gallery 12 years ago and his record's clean. I found some online reviews saying Ackerman is an overcharging, tasteless fraud. Hey, that's
How much is Ubisoft charging for this game?
even a self-proclaimed genius like Patrick Milton can't escape the electric company. And we got his address from their bill. Here you go.
Okay, so we got some other things. We're gonna end this video pretty soon. Probably a good idea to end this video. Okay, so there are two options. We can stay here in the lab, which is the middle, which is the bottom row here, or go to the map and go to these other places. So it's like LA Noir, I guess. We're gonna have to call it. I should be able to save this game. So we can't have breadcrumb saves, huh? Oh well. Yeah, man. I'm probably not gonna stick with this one for very long. We'll see how it goes. I got a Star Ocean game to mess with. So this was recorded on my Plantronics USB-A headset, plugged into my quad-core Celeron Windows 10 laptop. Education, capturing at 720p for some reason. But this game was output out of the PlayStation 2 with component video output, YPBPR, I believe it's called. That component video is plugged into my SIIG HDMI converter, so I can capture this through my J5 Create 4K UHD box, pass through to the television at 480i, but we're capturing it at 720p. But that waving, those waves you might have seen in the video footage, I want to say that's because of how they're converting this interlaced content to progressive. So I'm curious how it handled that. We'll get to that in a moment. And the music kicked in for some reason. Very takes a while to get going, but it seems to be there. This is part one of CSI Crime Scene Investigation: The Three Dimensions of Murder, 2007.